We're here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona National Speedway, and we have a winner. The 65th Daytona 500 went to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Dominic, the racing experts, and hey, Jonathan Fjeld, also the racing experts. Here at Daytona, what a race we saw, Dom.
We saw a great race. We saw this theme that we've seen over the last few Daytona 500s. Calm in the first half and then calamity in the second half. This Daytona 500 was no exception to that. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. ultimately coming away with the win. But when you really break that down, Jonathan, just his third career win, his first with JTG Doherty Racing, and his first in nearly 6 years.
6 years. Isn't that crazy? That's a long time. And he got some redemption from that time because he drove for Roush Fenway Racing and got let go from them after 2019. And they had a lot of success in the first half. Kind of faltered though in the second and toward the end of the race.
Well, I can tell you guys, shooting this race and shooting part of it from turn 4 as they come off pit road and being on that part of the track as the laps were winding down, those Fords had really good command of the high line. I was watching that every lap. Those Fords, you had 5, 6, 7 Ford drivers running the high line. Nobody could go around on the bottom, and you saw lines trying to form, and it just was not happening until a wreck at the end.
That wreck took out Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, Kevin Harvick, and other Ford drivers. Brad Keselowski led the most laps in the race. It really changed the complexion of everything because we saw multiple multi-car wrecks right until the very end. Kyle Busch, it looked like he was going to snap that winless drought in the 500, but it just wasn't to be.
Well, this theme that we've been talking about all weekend, you don't get to win the Daytona 500. The Daytona 500 chooses who's going to win, and it was not Kyle Busch's year to do that. Did look like it was coming close. Had this race gone to 200 laps, yes, if we were under old rules, possibly, but we're under these overtime rules. We're talking with our colleague Tyler Jones earlier this week. NASCAR, in my opinion, Jonathan, I agree with him. They have the best overtime when it comes to professional sports, and tonight was definitely no exception to that.
It was not, and it came down to 3 different drivers. We didn't know for a little bit who it was going to be. It was either going to be Bell, it was either going to be Logano, but it was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. What does that say for his career and going forward?
Well, we've seen how the Daytona 500, if you win this race, it changes the trajectory of your career. I think of Derek Cope as a great example. He got to continue that Cup career 20, 30 years past winning the race, owning a Cup Series team. This race definitely changes the complexity and the trajectory of your career. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. being a Daytona 500 champion, there are past champions of the sport, Jonathan, that can't even say they've won this race.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, Rusty Wallace, and
Terry
others.
Labonte.
Terry Labonte, yeah, and others. Well, for Dominic Aragón and myself, Jonathan Fjeld, it has been a pleasure to provide all the content this weekend on the RaceExperts.com from the Daytona National Speedway. Take care.